Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Book Lovers Lowdown. Want to know what new book releases are coming out that have less spice and no LGBTQ plus elements? Then you have come to the right place. Throughout the month, I will post a video for each of the following genres: romance, literary fiction, historical fiction, romantasy, fantasy, science fiction, thriller, mystery, horror, and nonfiction. I will do my best research to list books that do not have much spice or LGBTQ plus elements. However, I can only go off of synopses, early reviews, and tags, so some things may still be hidden in the stories. Hope this channel helps you make more informed decisions about the books you choose to read. Now let's jump into it. Today we're going to look at romance books that are releasing in November of 2025. This first one is called Two Truths and a Lie by Annie Abel. Comes out November 1st of 2025, and it's an adult romance. Nora Skye has one mission: win the fan fiction competition honoring legendary sci-fi author Lou Elliott, score the massive cash prize, and save her late father's beloved bookstore from shutting its doors for good. Easy, right? She spent years writing feminist spaceship-fueled fanfics. This is her moment. Until John Cater enters the competition too. He's her nemesis, infuriatingly charming, too polished for his own good, and way too good at everything. When the finalists are whisked away to a snowy cabin retreat to write, revise, and battle for the coveted publishing deal and Lou Elliott's legacy, Nora is determined to keep her head down, her heart frozen, and her hands on the prize. But the tension between them is anything but chilly, and John's motives, as mysterious as his smirk. She came to win. He came to play. Falling for the enemy, not part of the plan. Book number 2, A Daughter's Choice by Kelly Irvin, comes out November 1st of 2025, and it is a Christian adult romance. Henrietta Miller loves animals, especially her goats. She wants to marry and have children someday, but right now her goal is to have her own business selling snacks made from goat's milk and goat soaps. Against the wishes of her father, who's also the bishop, she applies for a job as a veterinary assistant to earn money. Then newcomer Nicholas Byler snatches the job out from under her, or so it seems to Hen. Now Nicholas is treating Hen's beloved animals as if he knows more than her. Hen turns her frustrations toward expanding her business to include wool-producing goats, even while her aunt hatches matchmaking plans, with Nicholas Byler, no less. The next one is called Thrown for a Loop by Serena Bowen. Comes out November 4th, 2025, and it is an adult romance. Zoe Carson, former figure skating queen, needs a fresh start as a hockey skating coach. An NHL gig with the New York Legends is her big chance. Unfortunately, that means facing off against the star player who broke her heart 10 years ago. Chase Merritt knows his game is off, and he's on the verge of losing sponsors. But he doesn't need the ice princess from that intense college summer showing up and telling him what he's doing wrong, even when she's right. On the ice, they're magic. Off the ice, they're nothing but heat and stubbornness, and everyone on the team is enjoying the show. But when an old video of Zoe and Chase's figure skating routine goes viral, they're forced to work together more intimately than ever before. Can the two get it right this time, or will the whole world watch them crash and burn? Next one is called Reasons We Break by Jasmine Cordio, November 4th of 2025 release date, and this is a young adult romance. As long as Simran has known Rajan, her immigrant community has warned her. She knows what they call him, especially since he got out of juvie: an addict, a gangster, a killer. But Simran can't believe Rajan is beyond hope. She's seen his thoughtfulness firsthand. He's the only one who noticed the pressure she's under to be perfect and how close she is to breaking. So when Rajan's old gang tries to force him back in, Simran makes a desperate bargain. She'll become their bookkeeper to clear his debts and keep him out of prison. But Rajan won't leave her side while she works, and their forbidden attraction is becoming harder to ignore. Worse, there's a gang war brewing, and neither of them is likely to get through it unscathed, if they get through it at all. Sorry if I completely screwed up those names. Next book is called Still Waters by Patricia Johns. It comes out November 4th of 2025, and it is a Christian romance book. Unsure of her future with the Amish community, Beth Peachy arrives in Lancaster County to care for her ailing grandmother for the summer at her lake house. Yet, with dementia threatening to steal away Mammy's memories, Beth's visit quickly evolves into an urgent quest for the answers to questions that her relatives seem determined to avoid. How can Beth possibly make a lifelong vow to the Amish church when her own family is concealing so much of the past from her? Beth's childhood friend, Danny Lapp, faces his own dilemma as his ex Amish older brother turns his back on their wholesome family upbringing, dishonoring his plain heritage. Struggling to find some sort of connection with his brother despite their deep differences of opinion, Danny is determined to find a solution before church leadership becomes involved. As Beth and Danny reconnect and seek to help each other out in the search for answers, they find themselves stirring up not only surprising revelations about the past, but questions about a possible future together. The next book is called The Fangirl Project by Beth Reekles. This comes out November 4th, 2025. It's a young adult book, and for those of you that enjoyed The Kissing Booth on Netflix or have read that book, this is by the same author. When Carrie's secret crush, Jake, moves to a new college, she realizes she's running out of time to take the relationship from platonic to romantic. She'll do anything to get out of Jake's friend zone, even if that means finally diving into the huge fantasy fandom he loves so much. Though she absolutely can't see the appeal of Wrath and Ruin, if Jake loves it, then Carrie's will too. I think it's Karis. I apologize. When Jake introduces Karis to his shiny new friend Max, who goes to all the fandom conventions in cosplay, cringe, Karis realizes she'll need to do a lot more to grab Jake's attention than just read a few fanfics. But Max, with his dimples and dry humor, always seems to be hanging around, getting in the way. Karis is determined to become the ultimate fangirl to finally get on Jake's radar. What she doesn't expect is that she might actually like Of Wrath and Ruin and might like DMing with a suspiciously familiar guy in the fandom even more. By the way, it said cringe in the synopsis. I actually like games like that, so it's not cringe to me. Okay, next one is called Queen's Match by Catherine McGee. Comes out November 4th, 2025. It is a young adult romance. This is the second book in a duology. And I'm probably going to mess up this first name, but that's okay. Helene d'Orleans, exiled princess of France, was forced to break off her engagement to Prince Eddie because of a mistake from her past. But she's determined to win him back, even if it means pretending to court another prince. Alex of Hesse is desperately in love with Prince Nicholas of Russia and promises to wait for him, no matter how long it takes. But what happens when her grandmother, Queen Victoria, introduces a new suitor, one who makes Alex question her heart? May of Tech isn't even looking for love, just a crown. And now, after all her scheming, she might finally have found a way to marry Prince Eddie. So why can't she stop thinking about his younger brother, George? So clearly this one is about 3 different romance stories, all in one. Okay, the next book is called An Academic Affair by Jodi McAllister. Comes out November 11th of 2025, and this is an adult romance. Sadie Shaw and Jonah Fisher have been academic rivals since they first crossed paths as undergraduates in the literature department 13 years ago. Now that a highly coveted teaching opportunity has come up, their rivalry hits epic proportions. Jonah needs the job to move closer to his recently divorced sister and her children, while Sadie needs the financial security and freedom of a full-time teaching position. When Sadie notices that the job offers partner hire, however, she hatches a plot to get them both the job. All they must do is get legally married. It's a simple win-win solution, but when sparks begin to fly, it becomes clear that despite their education, these two may not have thought this whole thing through. Love those kind of stories. Super fun. Okay, the next one is called Take a Hike by Katie Ruggell. Comes out November 11th, 2025, and it is an adult romance. This is the 3rd book in a series. Bounty hunter Charlie Pax is in a bind. Not only did her own mother skip town after putting the family up as collateral, but it's days before her first court hearing, and she still hasn't been found. If she doesn't show, Charlie and her sisters will lose everything. There's only one thing left for Charlie to do: make a big show of leaving town with the one piece of bait sure to lure her mother out of hiding and set a trap for her in the remote Rocky Mountains town of Simpson, Colorado. Surely Simpson firefighter Kieran Byrne is no stranger to being on the wrong side of the law. He's the prime suspect in the murder of a local militia leader, and he needs help proving his innocence before he can take the fall for someone else's crime. Charlie's got her hands more than full, but pretty soon the two strike a deal. If she can help Kieran prove his innocence, he will use his contacts to track and entrap her mom. Two birds meets one stone. As they break into the local militia's compound, dodge flying bullets, and hunt for the stolen necklace, Charlie and Kieran discover that they share an explosive attraction and a growing affection neither can deny. But is there room for something as soft as romance in either of their hardscrabble worlds? Or will the call of that lifelong adventure be something neither can find it within themselves to deny? The next book is called The Marriage Narrative by Claire Kann. Comes out November 11th, 2025, and this is an adult romance. Zinnia is an ambitious, successful businesswoman who is not about to wait around for her one true love. She turns her dating profile into a marriage merger proposal. A few strategic meetings, move in together, get married, all within 30 days. Her friends think it will never work until she meets Jordan, a near perfect applicant with a big secret. Jordan's family has spent the last decade starring in a massively popular reality show about their lives. He has finally agreed to join the cast, but production wants him to marry an actress, his ex, in a romantic storyline to boost viewership. Convinced Zinnia is perfect for the role instead, Jordan proposes a mutually beneficial marriage agreement. She gets her business partner husband, and he gets to help his family on his terms. Together, they face strict schedules, wild plot twists, and behind the scenes hostilities, all while acting like besotted newlyweds. An intense performance that evolves into a relationship they never expected. As the line between reality and show blurs, Zinnia and Jordan must choose between a clean contract or a beautifully messy love story. And the next one is called How We Play the Game by Alexis Ned. Comes out November 11th, 2025, and this is a young adult romance. Zora Lynn plays to dominate, and as a no-nonsense strategic prodigy of Wizards Games' viral battle royale, she has all the skills she needs. So when Wizard offers their top players a chance to participate in a summer academy designed to crown a national champion, Zora knows she has what it takes to be the last player standing. But Wizard isn't just looking for winners, they're looking to create viral gaming superstars. Suddenly, Zora finds herself competing against famous esports influencers who can play the game and boost their follower count. That includes Ivan Hunt, the insufferably good looking fan favorite streamer, whom she betrayed to cement her spot at the Academy. As their matches broadcast to Wizards' fanbase, Zora's ruthless playing style and obvious lack of streaming experience immediately sends her to the bottom of the class. With her dreams of impressing Wizards co-founder Brian Juno in jeopardy, Zora will do just about anything to fix her image, even if that means pretending to date Ivan to gain some popularity points. What can go wrong with a little white lie? Next book is called And Then There Was You. This is by Sophie Cousins, comes out November 18th, 2025, and this is an adult romance. Stuck in a PA job and living at home with her parents after a painful breakup, 31-year-old Chloe Fairway isn't what she wants to be in life. The last thing she needs is to face the people who once voted her most likely to succeed at her upcoming 10-year college reunion. And she definitely doesn't want to see her former best friend, Sean Adler, who is now a hotshot film director, living the life Chloe dreamed of. Desperate to make a splash and to save face in front of the man who might be the one that got away, she turns to a mysterious dating service. Enter Rob, her handsome, well-read, and charming match, the perfect plus one to take to her reunion. The more she gets to know him, the more perfect he appears to be. Could it be that this dating service knows what she needs better than she knows herself? And can she overlook the one big catch? As Chloe reconnects with old friends, she begins to question everything she thought she wanted. Maybe, just maybe, revisiting the past is exactly what she needs to move forward. Sounds like that one might have a love triangle, possibly. And the next book is called Honeymoon Phase by Amy Dawes. It comes out November 18th, 2025, and this is the third book in a series. And pause. I am going to have my husband read this.
When Addison Rowe Monroe tells me she's going on a husband hunt at the local lumberjack competition so she can inherit her father's lumberyard, desperate times call for desperate measures. She's sworn off romance, says she's been through enough tragedy. So I offer myself as an alternative, because that's what best friends are for. But my stubborn friend, who would rather drive a forklift than get her nails done, refuses to accept my help. And now I find myself training to become a lumberjack. I refuse to let Roe hitch her wagon to some hulking axe wielder who might be a serial killer. She means too much to me. And I swear, there are moments when she looks at me like I mean something more to her too. On the surface, I'm offering a marriage of convenience to protect her. But the truth is, I'm hopelessly in love with my best friend. So if I have to marry her and move up to Fletcher Mountain just to see if she could love me back, so be it. Because my only regret would be losing her forever, and that's a fact.
Hope y'all enjoyed that. I enjoy hearing my husband read a little bit. Okay, the next one is called Secret Nights, Northern Lights by Megan Oliver. Comes out November 18th, 2025, and it is an adult romance. Mona Miller lives her life by platitudes. She's just fine, thanks. All good, not a problem. Everything is light as rain, or as right as rain, even if it's all a lie. Everyone at the travel magazine where she works knows her as a team player. In other words, the one who won't complain about the endless fluff pieces pushed her way. But feeling snubbed after being passed over for a promotion, Mona jumps at an international assignment to Iceland, even though she's woefully unprepared. She's determined to prove her worth, though, and her can do attitude will scale any glacier. But the freelance photographer paired with her is none other than Benjamin Carter. Ben, her childhood best friend, who understood her even when her family didn't. Ben, her first love, first everything. And Ben, the boy who ghosted her 14 years ago and left her brokenhearted. There is a decade's worth of resentment Mona needs to ignore if she wants to make it through this trip. She'll put on her no worries facade and hold Ben at a distance. Sorry, can I do that again? She'll put on her no worries facade. Nope, that's not it either. She'll put on her no worries facade and hold Ben at a distance. But the more time they spend together, the more the ice around her heart melts. And as those old feelings spark back to life, Mona must decide if she's willing to go on the biggest adventure of all. Next book is called Pick Me by Victoria Shade. Comes out November 18th, 2025, and this is an adult romance. As a cowboy romance ghostwriter, Brooke Murphy knows a thing or two about happily ever afters. But following her last breakup, Brooke is feeling fresh out of hot and steamy vibes. With her next deadline looming and desperate for inspiration, Brooke says yes to every possible romantic opportunity, including a mixed doubles pickleball game, where she meets a tall, dark, and handsome guy taking his pickleball very seriously. A couple of dates with the stranger would be all she needs to crank out her next trope-tastic novel. She just needs to learn how to play fast. So, what if she's the least athletic person alive? Enter Owen Miller, aka the Big Gripper, the secret weapon of Manhattan's most competitive finance bro pickleball players. This surly coach doesn't look like a former elite athlete with his bucket hat, oversized basketball shorts, and flip flops. But the man can move when the ball heads his way. With enough shameless begging, she convinces him to take her on. As her game improves, her muse comes back in a big way. Could it be that her feelings for the grump who taught her the difference between a dill ball and a dink shot run deeper than just student and coach? That one could have a little bit more spice in it, because it says she is a writer of Hot and Steamy Vibes. I don't know. I didn't see anything that said it was going to be that way, but um, just if you decide to check that one out, just be aware of that. Next one is called Hearts in Circulation. I'm really excited about this one. It looks amazing. By Sarah Munson. It comes out November 18th, 2025. This is a Christian adult romance. It is the second book in the series. And guys, look at that cover. Isn't that phenomenal? Just love the cover. So that's, they say don't judge a book by its cover, but man, I love that cover. Here's the synopsis. Little Creek's bookmobile is more of a death trap on wheels than a vehicle of literary delights, and circulation librarian Haley Holt is afraid it's going to careen down a mountainside with her in it. Yet she sees it as a way to serve her community and be worthy of the liver transplant that saved her life as a child. However, her fears come true when the bookmobile breaks down and a rock slide traps her in the small hollow of Turkey Grove. Reclusive mechanic Levi Redding lives in the tiny Turkey Grove to get away from people. He can handle getting the bookmobile running again, but the endless chatter and unsettling touches from the vibrant librarian leave him overstimulated. When forced goodness, I'm sorry guys. When forced proximity leads to a misunderstanding, a note of apology begins an epistolary friendship, proving that sometimes the happiest of endings aren't contained within the bindings of a book. Next book is called Heart Check by Emily Charlotte, and this is actually the last one on the list. Heart Check by Emily Charlotte comes out November 18th, 2025, and this is a young adult romance. Luke Dawson and Harper Braden could have been friends. They trade shifts at the same diner, share classes at school, and are driven by their greatest passions, hockey for Dawson and jewelry making for Harper. But some things aren't meant to be. Dawson thinks Harper is stuck up, too good for anything resembling school spirit. Harper thinks Dawson is a self-centered jock, a perfect fit for a hockey team that seems to absorb all the budget away from the arts departments. When his beloved hockey coach gets fired for misallocation of funds, Dawson is terrified that all his plans for impressing scouts are vanishing before his eyes. A rumor goes around that Harper was the one who got him fired, and suddenly she's public enemy number one. But even with their mutual dislike at an all-time high, Harper and Dawson can't escape splitting shifts forever. Can forced proximity help them find some common ground? Or will long-held grudges finally succeed in bringing them both down? Well, guys, tell me what you think in the comments below. Tell me which ones stand out to you, which ones look the most interesting to read. I was thinking about maybe picking one up when they come out. So if there's one that y'all would like me to check out and read and give y'all a full review on, let you know how clean it is or what kind of stuff is in it without giving away too much of the storyline, that would be awesome. Share that with me down in the comments as well. And yeah, that's it for this first one. Y'all enjoy reading, and I hope you found something that interests you, and God bless. Have a wonderful day.